So welcome to the first episode of the Culture Shock podcast. This is your host, Christian Jackson.
My name is Keon Smith.
And today, we're going to get into the first Culture Shock. So
Let's do it.
coming from PG County, I want to know what the decision was like, coming to a PWI. We at UMD, University of Maryland at College Park. What was that jump for you like?
So personally, as I started looking for schools, I was more interested in the HBCU, which I'm pretty sure majority of us black students are. However, I decided to pick UMD because from an academic standpoint, I feel that UMD is a very prestigious school. And when it comes to time for me to apply for jobs, I feel as though as a black man with a degree from the University of Maryland, I will have a better opportunity of receiving a job. Now let me ask you, Christian, as being a sophomore at UMD, what do you feel as though portrayed your opportunity and decision to go and pick UMD as a school?
All right, so I'm not going to lie. You said the HBCU part, but, that really wasn't, my main job, I say. When I was thinking about schools, I was really just thinking about the best school for journalism. So that was Maryland was up there. Maryland really wasn't even up there. I only applied because my mom went here, so she was like, "You got to apply here," and then Howard because my dad went to Howard. But you look at the journalism schools, it was really going to be either FAMU, Arizona State. I was really trying to go to Arizona State across the country. But as time kind of went on, and UMD, they offered me a little package that kind of equaled Arizona State. And I was like, I could just go 20 minutes up the street.
Literally.
And you feel me? That I was really just thinking about the move. I'm lazy. I'm not going to lie. I was not trying to fly all my stuff 4 hours across the country, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. So.
Feel that. For me, I would say to add to that, I think UMD, I also received a nice package for UMD, so I have the opportunity, I don't really have to pay for college, which is a blessing in itself. And I feel like when it comes to schools for journalism, at first I didn't know much. I didn't know any much about UMD until I toured the school, to which I learned more, and I learned about many of the alumni that went here. For example, Cody Chung and Scott Van Pelt, which are two very valuable broadcasters and very important. And I feel as though by me coming to UMD, I have the opportunity to put myself in a position to where I can achieve greatness just like they did.
For sure. You definitely hit on the good point I want to talk about with the alumni. So my mom, she had always told me, because I used to watch Around the Horn when it was on, and Kevin Blackistone, he was on there, and they go back, you know what I'm saying, they're friends and stuff like that. So just even seeing that network, seeing what alumni came out of UMD, that it's just it's right up the street. And if it, you know what I'm saying, if the money makes sense for you, because at the end of the day, the school and the money is the two most important things when you're looking at college.
Most definitely.
So it's just when you look at those two things, it was almost like a no-brainer when I stepped on the UMD.
Correct.
So kind of going into that, when you first stepped on campus, what did it feel like? What was the shift from just PG County to, it's still PG County, but it's its own little bubble.
Exactly. In my opinion, I think Maryland is a city within itself. And when I first stepped foot on campus, not gonna lie, I feel like this is kind of home. I have many family members that went here. Although I wasn't necessarily looking to go to Maryland, I kind of felt a sense of home, to the point where I feel like I can accomplish greatness here. And what really helped me within that was, as I walked around campus, I met up with a couple friends I know, and of course I networked, met new people. I saw how much UMD is a very diverse school. Not even just that, how many people like myself actually attend the University of Maryland. And I feel like the black community at Maryland is a very strong community, and we're all brothers and sisters to a certain standpoint.
For sure. Yeah, I was a part of the BS Black Student Union last year, and kind of just that introduction to it, and just meeting a bunch of people, it felt like a little smaller school within itself. But when I first stepped on the campus, bro, for me, it was just the freedom. That was my first real culture shock, because being at home and stuff at the crib, I say my curfew used to be 11 o'clock when I first started driving and stuff like that. Around around prom season, I might have got to 12, 1 o'clock. But I'm not gonna lie, when you that first night on campus, bro, you get on campus, you move in and stuff, your parents leave, and then it's what do I do with the rest of my time?
I'm here, I'm by myself.
So I'm not gonna lie, just figuring out what to do with so much time. I was out till 3 in the morning first night. I'm just walking, of course to a destination, but you look at it and it's just I feel like I'm breaking the law. I feel like I'm not doing something I'm supposed to be doing, but that's college, bro.
It's true.
And that was like the craziest thing to me.
So let's touch back on the BSU. Do you see yourself getting back more into the Black Student Union? I personally, I don't know much about it. I haven't like done anything within it.
Now I say like when you look at it, I feel like the black presence at this school definitely grew from last year. Like even just like the first week of school, like going to the Y, or just going out and seeing like black people, like just you know what I'm saying, being black people, just loitering, not like in a bad way, just like out enjoying their time on the campus where you know what I'm saying you're supposed to be out enjoying it with your peers and stuff like that. But I feel like with BSU specifically, it was just a lot of you know what I'm saying time and commitment. And I feel like when you're at college, like you kind of have a choice where you know, you can have fun, or you can, you know what I'm saying, set yourself up for something bigger. So I just feel like, you know, it's always going to be a balance. You can always still go to the BSU events. You don't got to be in the craziest leadership positions. I was Mr. Freshman, so like it wasn't crazy. But it was still just like people would recognize me for that. You know what I'm saying? They see me out in public and they'd be like, oh, that's a, you know what I'm saying, familiar face and stuff like that. So like that was cool. And being somebody, I feel like I'm just a good example of somebody that can just like talk to people. So like even just like being welcoming, you know what I'm saying, and just being a good face for black students, because it's like at the end of the day, like some people might be coming in, you know what I'm saying, it's a PWI, so some people are coming in with different notions that they might have about black people and stuff like that. So I guess just, you know what I'm saying, putting on a good face and just being myself at the end of the day, and that's still putting on a good face for me, I feel like.
That's true. You got to stay true to yourself. Now, let me ask you, could you elaborate a bit more on being Mr. Freshman? Like, how did that account, like, what led up to that?
I'm not going to lie, bro. So I get on campus, right? And it was already, you know what I'm saying, of course I'm going to click up with BSU because it's just like, that's the Black Student Union. I never had, like, a Black Student Union at my high school because when you look at it, like, it was like an all-black high school, so it's like,
what's the point?
You feel me? So, of course, I went over to them at the table at, like, you know what I'm saying, the first look fair and stuff like that. And they was like, yeah, you got him for Mr. Freshman. And I was like, hey, it sounds nice. And they was, like, making it all sound nice. They was hyping it up. And, like, I made a commitment. You feel me? And they was like, you going to do it, though, right? So, like, that kind of, like, locked me in. And they also had, like, a $50 buyout fee. You know what I'm saying? As a college student, I was not trying to pay that. Later, I found out they were bluffing about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you wanted to drop it, you could have dropped it. But I don't know. For me, it was just, like, making that commitment.
Right.
And once I started the process, I still was doubting myself, and I was like, I don't really want to do this. Like, what am I doing this for? And I just had a conversation with somebody, and I guess he made me realize I'm not doing it for anybody else. Like, I'm not doing it to, like, make anybody else happy or just, you know what I'm saying? I was doing it for me. Like, I was doing it to better myself and kind of figure out, like, who I am as a person. And that was, like, kind of some of my first steps in doing that in college. Because, like I said, when you get to college, you just have so much free time. So kind of just, like, figuring out what to do with that free time. So I was just throwing stuff at myself, like 17 credits first semester, BSU, Mr. Freshman. I started writing for the Black Explosion, going to sporting games, writing recaps and stuff like that. It was just so much time.
Everything was time-consuming, packed together.
Exactly, but that's what I wanted, because, like, if I could handle that, and I could keep my grades cool, then anything else I did past that was going to be nothing. It's going to be king.
So let's transition to the next topic. I know you've been here longer than me, so what do you feel like was the biggest culture shock thus far?
So for me, I would say the biggest culture shock is just, like, interacting with people. Like, I've kind of had to break, like, how I used to be. Because when you look at UMD, it's like its own little bubble, but it's its own city. So, like, you have every different racial, ethnic group. And you're also going to see people that you wouldn't normally see just being out in PG County. And it helps you be more, I guess, mindful and realize that there are so many other people out in this world. And it kind of just makes you be more comfortable around certain situations that you might not have been more comfortable in. Like, there are just certain times, you know what I'm saying, I'm just out getting pizza and it's a drunk white dude coming up to me. He just starts chatting it up. And it's like, I'm going to have a conversation with you, bro, because it's like, I'm waiting for my pizza. Like, what else?
Literally.
Human interaction, just getting to know people, why they think, how they think. It's like, it's really cool when you can get into the mind of somebody else. So I would just say, like, the interaction. People just want to talk. People just want to have interactions. They just want to talk with you. So I just say being open to that and not just shutting people down just because, like, what you see.
Literally, like, opening up, getting
Exactly.
to know them. For myself, I would say the biggest culture shock was quite similar to what I said as I stepped foot onto campus, was like how diverse the community is. And another culture shock I would say is as someone who's in like business honors, how pushing and driven the teachers are to encourage us to network with others. For example, today we had opportunity to meet with someone who owns a business called Call Your Mother, and we had lunch with them, we talked with them, and I got the opportunity to ask him a couple questions since he's a business owner, and I myself I plan on owning a business one day. So like just to be able to learn from someone who's already in that position, feel like that's a great opportunity, a big culture shock. Cause like in high school, quite didn't really have that, but just being in college and seeing that is a big difference.
I like what you touched on because when you look at high school, you would have like guest speakers come and stuff like that.
Right.
What are they talking about? Like, you're not trying to hear that, different stuff like that. But just the opportunity, like being in the School of Journalism, Philip Merrill. We had Chick Hernandez come into our class, I want to say like 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago. And he was just dropping nothing but gems. Like, I'm just like, he's really talking right now. Like, and he's just telling stories about his career. So I text my parents. I'm like, yo, Chick Hernandez in my class, and he's, you know what I'm saying, he's dropping nothing but gems. And they were like, oh, like Chick, like he's friends with Mr. Pat. I was like, you feel me? So like, we arranged to sit down and stuff like that. We chopped it up for a good little bit. And it's just like that opportunity wouldn't have been there if he didn't come to the class, if I wasn't here, if I didn't just send that text, be like, at the end of the day, I wasn't expecting to hear anything back. I was like, this guy's in our class, and I really like what he's talking about. And I know that they know him because, you know what I'm saying, he's doing work in the community and stuff like that. So it's just kind of just like seeing certain things and just having opportunities literally just placed in your hands. And that's like the biggest thing for real.
To also add to that, personally, I would say like just being at this school, I visioned the fact that like a lot of these professors, they're not doing it just for the money. They're doing it because they actually care about us students, and like they care about helping us to the point where they're bringing in friends or fellow classmates that they know to like give us real world experience, examples, and knowledgeable knowledge to influence us to like do better and help us and like give us sort of like a pathway guidance that will help us towards our future endeavors.
For sure. I mean, like when you look at Kevin Blackison, you look at Derek Willis, they're professionals in their field. Like, they do it at the highest level.
Sure.
And they've been doing it for a long time.
Sure.
But they're still at UMD giving back to the students, you know, still teaching their expertise, still, like, at the end of the day, it's just love of the game.
And I feel like they're mentors towards us, and we could be mentees and not, like, sort of go in there with the mindset we don't know everything. Quite literally, we don't know nothing at all when it comes to this. So, like, just to have the ability for them to teach us, that not only benefits us, but, like, it's just an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know, like, being able to have professionals in your field just walking the hallways, teaching your classes, it's just, like, I don't know, it literally leaves you speechless because it's just, like, there's just so many opportunities here, and you literally wouldn't have, like, expected that. Like, when I was applying for schools, I was just sending in the applications. Of course, I was taking time on my questions and my essays and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I was just sending an application because whoever accepted me was going to accept me. And I couldn't really do anything about that. So I didn't really get too hooked up on, like, the dream school, this and that.
For sure.
But one thing always sticks out to me, kind of looking back, I was in, like, 6th grade, and my dad, he had told me about something about, like, they were planning on moving, you know what I'm saying? He was psyching me out. And I literally, like, I was on the way to some practice, and I was, like, right by, like, you turn into, like, Xfinity and stuff like that. And I literally just started crying because I was like, I don't want to leave Maryland. I don't want to leave Maryland. So I don't want to, like, this is home. And I don't know, like, just, like, when I always think about that, it kind of just grounds me when I'm, like, here. And I'm, like, going to classes and I'm scootering around. It's just, like, I'm here. And it's still kind of surreal sometimes when I think about it.
And it's funny you said that because you said that Xfinity, and now, look, you're here at Maryland. Another quite similar, like, example and story to that. So, like, I played soccer my whole life. And when it came time I talked to a soccer coach, I wrote out my top schools within soccer. And to be honest with you, UMD was my number one school. And when it came time for me, I was like, I don't think I'm going to pursue soccer collegiately. I'm going to more focus on my academics. UMD was not one of my number one schools. And I had that as screensaver for like a long time. And when I came to the school, I looked back and come to find out the number one school, I'm here right now living it. So it's like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, nah, for real. It definitely is crazy, especially just being from Maryland and, like, being here because, like, you see, like, Maryland people rock with Maryland people at the end of the day. So, like, we always going to put each other on and stuff like that. And that's kind of, like, another thing I wanted to get to. You know, we got to talk about food, bro. Like, people always trying to put, like, me on into stuff like that. And, like, in College Park, there's so many places to eat. But,
it's
like,
crazy.
you in the dining halls right now. So like, what's the differences between like what you were eating? You know what I'm saying? Your senior year back home as opposed to now.
So let's be honest. PG County high school food's not the best.
Speak for yourself though. I'm not gonna lie. Mac had them eats.
Well,
Mac had them eats.
Well, I take that back. Then I would say public schools wasn't the best. You know, I mean, they more so focus on nutritionists. I mean, like back in the day, it used to be good, but as of now, it's not good. And transitioning from that to here, it's crazy because it's like we have 5-star chefs every day cooking food. We not only have one dining hall, but we have 3. You have the Y, South Campus Dining Hall, and 251, which closes at what 10 o'clock.
10,
so it's like now. It's crazy, bro. And like there's so many different, like you get to not only try American food, but like food from different cultures. And like it's crazy.
I would say because that kind of is like the why. Like you got like all the different cultural food. But I would say like I think one of the biggest like because I kind of didn't like the dining halls my freshman year. I say especially 251. Like I just couldn't eat there. Like, I tried like once or twice, and I was like, bro, like the vibes are off. I feel like I could get killed, and I feel like I can get killed in this dining hall one day.
It's crazy.
But like, as I kind of started having a different appreciation for it. Over the summer, I was at a camp, and this one girl, she came and we were talking about dining halls, and she had talked about how like, she was like, I love the Y. Like the Y is better than my mom's cooking.
Oh, wow,
and, like,
that's crazy statement.
When I heard that, I was like, it
Wow.
clicked for like the first time. It clicked on why like I don't really like the dining hall food like that. Like it gets you by, of course, but it's not back home. Like,
Right, you miss a home cooked meal.
even yesterday, bro, like my man's was talking about, you don't have like the chicken and scalloped potatoes at 251. I was like, bro, that doesn't even sound like appetizing because my mom, she'll cook the chicken or she cooked the scalloped potatoes, and it's like, it's not that, bro. It's not that. So I don't even want to put that in my body because I know it's not going to hit.
So let me ask you. So we know HBCUs, they're known for like maybe fried chicken Wednesdays or fish Fridays or something like that. As being at a PWI that doesn't have specific days like that, how do you feel?
I don't know. I be trying to. I still like. They be talking about the chicken tender bar at 251. I've never seen it with my own eyes, and I love chicken tenders like with my whole heart. Like chicken tenders are like a top 3 food. I can't lie. And like, I don't know. Like they got specific days, or like they'll have like they'll have like a harvest where we'll have like potato wedges and like a special burger, or special foods. Or around like March Madness, they'll have like wings and stuff. you haven't walked into the Y around March Madness.
Favorite of the Nashville hot chicken at the Y.
I can't do it, bro.
Really?
Bro, because it's like when I used to try to eat that chicken, but like once I started eating it, I would like bite into a piece and it'd have like a bone in it or something like that. And it's like, where is it coming from? Like what part of the chicken is this from?
Literally.
You feel me?
Feel that. So let me ask you, are you one of those type of people that go to dining hall, or if you're not feeling it, you're gonna order food? Like, what do you do?
All right, so that's why I fake got my on-campus job. Like, I needed like another way to eat. Like the dining halls just weren't cutting it for me for real. So like, I would say, most of the time I'm gonna try and eat at the dining hall. Like even if I do end up ordering food, I'm gonna at least go in the dining hall to see if there's something I want to eat, just in case I can save that money. But I'm not gonna lie, it got to a point last semester. It was like one meal at the dining hall and then Chipotle or something like that, or it's just like one perfectly placed meal where I only had to eat one meal a day. But I kind of just took a step back and like just try and start like make different combinations, or like I just started eating the salads just because you can make your own salad.
Literally.
And at the end of the day, like a salad gonna suffice you if you know what I'm saying, you handling business and stuff like that. So like just trying to switch up what I eat and still making sure I'm getting like what I need at the end of the day.
Are you a fan of the hibachi?
Bro, that was more last year for real. Like it just get like, cause they don't really cook it with no flavor or nothing like that. It's just soy sauce and oil or whatever.
I haven't tried it. Not gonna lie.
Now you gotta try it. Like the first few times you want to hit, like you want to have it, like it's gonna like change your life. But like once you have it, 100 sometimes, it's just like hibachi. You feel me?
You have any downsides to the dining hall? Because personally, one thing I dislike about every UMD dining hall is the fact that you might walk in there 5 minutes. By the time you eat, you leave out, you're smelling like food. It's crazy.
Bro, literally all you gotta do is walk in. Like I walked into the dining hall, I forgot what I did. I think I might have just got like some yogurt or something, and I left out. And like I was in there for all of 5 minutes, like you said. My dad comes to pick me up. Mind you, I put on cologne before I walked in. He was like, "You was cooking burgers?" And I was like, "No, I was not cooking burgers. Like I walked into the dining hall. You feel me? It was that simple." But also, to add on to that, bro, there's like, especially during the Y, during like high times, bro, you can't find a seat. You can't find a seat. And it's like, especially you can't get your plate first because then you're going to be walking around with a plate. Your food going to get cold, stuff and like that. But also it does kind of, sometimes you just got to sit with a random person. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask, yo, can I sit there real quick? Now, I will say the people that just come in and sit, they just put their stuff there. I don't mess with that. I can't respect it. I can't respect it. Just ask. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say no. You can't eat with me. You feel me? You can't eat a meal with me. Just ask. That's common courtesy. You know
so do you find like, as you said, like you might go sit with somebody random? Do you find like a benefit or not? Because personally, I think you never know. That might be an opportunity to network with the person.
Yeah, me personally, I'm not really gonna talk to the person. Like I'm just trying to eat my food, especially like depending on like who they are. But like even just that one interaction, you know what I'm saying? Just can I sit here, cool, little thumbs up. It like brightens your day a little bit because it's like he don't mind me, you know what I'm saying, sitting here. Or she don't mind me sitting there with them sharing a meal. But I will say like it definitely gets a little. I've never had a time where like we really talk to the person. It's just kind of like I'm just in there to eat. You know what I'm saying? Don't really bother me for real. But I can see it shaking out some ways, you know. But yeah.
So let's shift more towards like the opportunities at UMD within like bringing people together. Like for example, you have the movie nights. Like for example, last week I'm pretty sure during homecoming we had the opportunity to watch movies on the football field on like the big screen. Like, how do you feel that is shifting from high school to college? Looking at like how organized the school is within bringing the community together, providing opportunities and like fun things for the students.
I say like it's endless. Like there's endless things to do up here. There's like endless clubs and just activities to do. So I would just say like there's something for everybody up here. Like they got a LeBron club, so all the LeBron sexuals and stuff like that, they get a chance to, you know what I'm saying, let their stuff off. But that just kind of gives you like one of the main, like when we were talking about like you don't really know what school you wanted to go to, except at Students Day, they were talking about the LeBron club and the journalism little jump, and I was like, they got a LeBron club?
It's crazy.
Because I'm like, if they got a LeBron club, they got everything. Like, they got everything. And it's like, I'm going to find what I want to do. I'm going to find my people on this campus at the end of the day. So, like, I just say it's just endless opportunities and possibilities. I feel like most people don't even take advantage of them, like, as much as they should. Even I don't.
Same. So, speaking of clubs, do you find yourself, you think you might join any clubs coming up or just maybe even start your own club?
Bro, I really wanted to play club basketball this year. I wanted to last year, but it just didn't work my schedule. And of course, practice times were the same, 10 to 12, Tuesdays and Thursdays at night. So it's like that kind of like turned me off a little bit. And then I'm in the group me, right? And there's two things that really threw me off. I'm in the group me. First, I'm going to tell you my man's, he was like, he went to practice, and within 5 minutes or something like that, he got posterized. Me personally, I've never been posterized. I don't want to get posterized.
Right.
But that's not going to deter me from hooping. I'm looking at the group me, and dudes is like, he like, make sure you let me know, or like make sure you text the group me when you're gonna be late or something like that, cause we're running.
What?
I was like, we're running?
Club.
Like, I get it's club at the end of the day. We gotta be conditioned, but like, bro, you should, if you're playing club basketball, you probably already gonna be conditioned enough for what it is. You know what I'm saying, when you're doing it. So like, what are we running for? You just wanna run during practice. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, I'm not. That's why I'm not a basketball player. All the running and stuff, it made me like hate the game and just like the pointless running. I would say like
feel that
sophomore year. That's kind of why it just got free. Like, lost my passion, and that's a part of passion. You gotta run. You gotta
enjoy doing it.
Learning plays and stuff. I just thought we was gonna roll the balls out and let's go hoop. So,
right.
You feel me? It just what you want to put your time into at the end of the day, and you kind of peep certain things might be, you know what I'm saying, a time waster, an energy waster, or some might, you know what I'm saying, fill that cup.
Personally, I'm looking towards like joining the futsal club because I used to play soccer.
Yeah.
And then think about it, I don't know if there is any clubs I might want to start myself.
For sure. I mean, that's just something like you can start anything. Like if you just got an idea, you can just start the club. You got some friends that'll back you, come to the meetings and stuff like that. You get a faculty, you know what I'm saying, some of you cool with to like sponsor it, stuff like that. Like it really is that easy to start a club here. I would say like they got a satellite club where they're building a satellite to send into space, and like you would have no clue that they do that here.
Literally.
And it's just like, I'm not sending a satellite to space, but that's cool that they had that. You feel me?
Now let's talk about the music. You know, have people put you on to different music that you might not listen to before you came here, or are you still shifting towards listening to the same music that you did before?
Me personally, I'm gonna always listen to what I want to listen to. So if somebody put me on to something, I'm gonna listen to. I'm gonna hear them out, see if it's crank or not. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be that Tekka, it's gonna be that Roddy, it's gonna be that Nino Paid. You feel me? Time and time again. But I will say my music taste definitely is like broadened to the point where like if I'm not really hearing anything, I'm not really trying to listen to it for real. Like if I'm just yeah, this crank, you know what I'm saying? It sounds good, but like I'm not really good enough and I can't really, you know what I'm saying, benefit off of it. Then I'm kind of cool. I mean, there's a time and a place for it, of course, but like I definitely want my music to like teach me in a way, and you know what I'm saying, giving me a blueprint. What about you though?
Personally, I'm still listening to the same music. However, I feel like I've been exposed to different sorts of music and different cultures to add to that. So like, say I'm cooling with my friends who like aren't black or anything, they might play some country music or whatever they play. I'm cool with listening to that.
Ooh, that's my perfect point, bro. I was at work, and it was just the same. Like they always put on this country station, and it's like, bro, I'm not trying to hear country for 8 hours a day. But it was this Luke Combs song that came on. I was like, or I don't know, it was one of the country dudes, one of the country singers. And I was like, this show crank, like, oh my gosh. And he was damn near rapping on it. And I was like, bro, like, I would never have expected like country to like get me turned. Like this show, I know the song word for word now, and I don't listen to country. But
I feel like that's why we usually like we don't like what they say, judge a book by its cover.
Sometimes you can judge a book on its cover, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Morgan Wallen, Think About Me. Oh my gosh, that joke crank, I would say. But that's something where it's like you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge what they're listening to until you listen to it. Now I would say if some dudes down the hall, they be cranking that heavy metal rock music. I'm not cranking that ever. Like, that's you though. You know what I'm saying? That's you. But like, now go ahead.
To add the work and music, I feel as though like I used to work at Six Flags, and we know Six Flags is the same playlist over and over. And like they used to play like the good music like Drake or something, but usually they play like the same old beach music and stuff. And I feel like it got to a point, as you said, like I get annoying the songs word for word, and it kind of gets annoying. But I mean, like, I guess like we could also shift that towards like here. I guess like everybody plays whatever they want to listen to.
Nah, literally, you get introduced to so many different artists and just like people listening to so many different things that you wouldn't like normally expect. And it's like, of course, it could just not be for you, but also that country joint was cranking. I try to put the metal on.
I gotta listen to that.
You just gotta listen to the lyrics. That's what I be saying. Like a lot of people, like they'll hear a song, but they don't listen to the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? You can hear it, but you gotta listen at the end of the day.
Feel that. Now let's really talk about within UMD, where are people from? Like people you came across, where they really from? PG, Baltimore.
I would say like you get a lot. I'm not seeing too much PG. I would say that it's more of like the Hoco, Howard County, Moco, Montgomery County. It is a lot of Baltimore. And I was talking to my friend last night, and she was talking about how she don't really mesh with too many PG people because PG people be fake. Or like, and then when she said that, I was like, why are you trying to comfort PG people? Like, we be fake. But like, she was talking about how like they won't really tell you how it is, or they'll like front of your face. But like Baltimore, they gonna tell you, well, I don't rock with you, bro, or something like that. And it's like, I feel like that would just be so refreshing. Because at the end of the day, if you remove all that gray area and you just tell people, you know what I'm saying, the real, it eliminates so much of the extra stuff. And I would say like it really opened my eyes because that really is how a lot of PG people move. Like they won't tell you how they feel. They just gonna keep, you know what I'm saying, string you along, different stuff like that. So I would just say like seeing where people are from, it really like shows you like how different, you know what I'm saying, people are, and like how different like states and just cities are. Like you know being from Maryland, being from PG and being from Moco are two different places.
For sure. Like two different, like, for example, like basketball, let's add that, a lot of the real hoopers come from PG. I wouldn't say the same about Moco. I mean, not that they don't have none, but, And to also add, personally, I would say, like, I've seen a lot of people come from Jersey. Met someone who came from Hawaii. One of my friends, he actually came from Vegas. And that just makes me think, like, dang, UMD really has people coming from all over the world. And especially within Baltimore, like, I feel like that's where a lot of the black community comes from. Like, they do that with the cut dance and all that stuff. Like, that's a lot with, like, the BSU when they have different events and stuff.
Yes.
That's when I feel like a lot of the Baltimore people come together and they come, like, as one.
Yes. And then people would think, like, because I wear, like, I love UA now. Like, I've always been on UA, especially because of, like, Steph Curry. But, like, now it gets deep. Like, it gets real deep. You know what I'm saying? UA don't really leave me. It don't really leave me. And I was just standing one time in a shop. Dude came up to me. He was like, "Oh, you from Baltimore, aren't you?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm just wearing UA. I just like UA. You feel me?" But like, yeah, even just seeing people come from Florida, and it's like there's endless schools in Florida, endless schools, and they're great schools too.
FSU,
That's
Miami.
But now I'm gonna come to Maryland.
Like, what?
And it's just like it kind of like shows you like one how good of a school it is, but also just like how many different people, you know what I'm saying, there are. And I feel like that's just like the biggest thing with Maryland. Like,
right.
I'm not gonna say it's a big family, but like you can
make a family within it.
You can find your family within the however big this campus is, because it's big.
So now let's talk about the fashion. You feel like the way that you dress has changed since you came here?
I'm not gonna say it's like the same thing for me, bro. I got 5 of these UA jumps. I just like kind of wearing the same thing. If I find something that I like, I'm gonna wear it. And you think going into college, you know what I'm saying, you're going to throw it on 24/7. That's like the plan, or like that's what I'm thinking. Because like if you're looking at HBCUs and stuff, you step out on a Tuesday and it's a dude wearing some fly shit. And it's just like.
Here you might see people, you know, they got the dirty Air Force Ones. Not the same, judge them or anything.
The
but
dirt,
it's like,
nah. When I see the dirty, the beaters, because it get to a point, it's like, bro, like, I don't know how many bars you done stepped in that. I don't know how many functions you went to, and I don't know how many whatever you was doing in it. Because how did they even get that dirty?
Right.
You feel me? Without you even, like, a little scrub. You feel me? But at the end of the day, like, I see so many people, like, throwing it on every day. And it's just, like, that is so cool for you. Because, like, I'm not doing that. But, like, it was a dude I seen throwing a fit every day. I'm like, and his fits is tough, but I'm like, that jump's tough on him. I'm not throwing that on.
Right.
But I seen him in a lounge. I was like, bro, like, where you be shopping at? Like, you feel me? Like, that Jones, like, you be throwing it on. I never would have done that 2 years ago or something like that. Or I never would have, you know what I'm saying, asked and try to learn about that. But I would just say, like, when I be dressing, bro, it's pretty much the same. I'm going to throw on some chill. Like, when I want to just be chill and be comfortable, you're going to know it. You feel me? But if I'm going to throw it on, you're going to know that as well. So I like a little difference of it.
I feel like personally, I feel like the first day of school, that was a day where, like, people really start pulling out their stuff. Personally, I went calm first day of school because, like, I'm thinking PWI, they're not really going to do too much. But the black people showed up, not going to lie, especially the freshman community. And, like, it's like a famous freshman picture. But a whole bunch of us, like, with them, like, we all took pictures.
Yeah, y'all was fly.
Yeah,
y'all was fly. I'm not going to lie. That jump, I would say, like, this year I woke up a little late on my first day, so I was trying to throw in a little fit. I just needed to throw something on and go to class. But last year it was like the same thing. I was trying to throw it on for the first day. So I'm going to give you a lot of effort on the first day. I'm going to try to at least. But after the first day, bro, it's no promises. And it's going to be whatever. It's going to be whatever after that. So, yeah, we can wrap. This is the first episode of the Culture Shock podcast. We're going to be back. These are going to be weekly, I say, starting now. But that's the plan. And, yeah.
Thank you, guys. Make sure y'all tune in and, you know, just watch us rise up from here.
Like, subscribe, share.
Everything. This
We're
is
going to be
Culture
back
Shock.
with a question.